In this tutorial, I'm going to take a look at uploading images, and we're going to start with a phone, a smartphone, and then I'll move to more a laptop, desktop kind of machine. So now at the bottom, you see where all the icons are. So I want to scroll over to get to the picture one. There it is. Now, when you're using a smartphone, if you click on, I just clicked on the picture icon, you get a couple different options, and of course, I'm not going to use the voice recorder on something in the image or the cam. I have a camcorder, of course, hooked up to my phone. But the right-hand files or the left-hand camera are two interesting options. Files is the one on the right. Is used if you already have a picture that you've taken. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the camera one. And so here's my, and in this case, I'm going to rotate my camera in this case because, you know, the way it's written. And notice at the bottom, there's two options, retry or OK. So if you didn't like the picture, you just click on retry and you can take another picture again. But I'm OK with that, so I'm going to click on OK. And so here, it takes a few seconds, but no, so here's my image. So when you're using that option, the camera, you don't have to go searching for the file. It just uploads it automatically to the whiteboard. So now, of course, I would want to rotate it, but that's not very easy. Okay, I'm going to try it a few times here. So the student, they might want to have the tutor do that. It's hard to grab hold of that handle. I just tried it 3 or 4 times there and didn't work very well for me. So so now I'm going to make another whiteboard here, and I'm going to pause for a moment and take a picture of that. And by that I meant the same question. So I'm going to go to upload. Now I paused for a second the recording. So I'm going to go to files. And so the first one's my picture. Okay. And I held the camera vertical like in a portrait instead of landscape. And so notice the question is oriented the right way. The only thing is you're wasting a lot of the whiteboard because there's a whole space below that, there's a whole space above that we don't need. So I'm going to pause the recording again. And I thought I'd show this too. So here's the image that I took. So if you click on the little pencil tool at the bottom, of course, here it means you're going to edit the photo. And I could easily crop this down, to make it, oh, there's exactly what I need. And then, I'll click on save at the top. Okay. So let's go back to the whiteboard now. And of course, I'm going to make another whiteboard here. So let's make a third one. Go to that. And so if I go and upload, so I'm going to go to the camera and I go to files now. And I'll select that newest file. Oh, so there it is. And of course, we could make it smaller if we wanted to. And I want to make sure, I'm on the hand tool. Okay. I'm writing now, but anyway, you could the tutor could easily make it smaller. Grabbing those corners and rotating isn't very easy with on the smartphone, but I just wanted to show you how the upload image looks like. Now, of course, we could just save this whiteboard. Now, if let's say the student was in class and they took the picture of the question that they want to get help with later, you could save it. If you don't do anything in your account, of course, when you log off and log back later, it's going to look the same. But let's go. So if we scroll across the bottom here, so there's the save icon. So if I click on that, and so here's my save session. So I'll call it maybe and just click on the save. And of course, this is the same message that a tutor would get if they were using Mathify and saved a whiteboard. You can either go to your stuff or you continue working. Okay, so if I want to go to my stuff and see what's in there, of course, there's the Save Chats tab. There's the Save Whiteboards, and you can see here's the question from class that I just saved. So now here we are. I have Mathify open on, this is a PC, a desktop PC. So if I want to upload an image now, the only way to do it is to take well, I guess the normal way to do it would be I've hooked my Samsung phone up to the computer. So if I go in here, and of course it's my Galaxy 9, S9, and DCIM camera, and of course, like a lot of people, I have hundreds and thousands of videos. I know it's the very audios, sorry, images. So I'll click there. And so here's my question. It takes a moment to come up. And of course, it's a lot easier to rotate on this as opposed to the phone. Again, I guess I could go and do some editing to make that smaller, but that's not too bad. I've got lots of space here. Now, if I was a student who at school took the picture of a question or a couple questions, I could, of course, go into my stuff, and you can do this while you're connected with the tutor too. Now, if I go into my stuff, and I'll get that question from class. So here's my questions from class, and of course, it's easy to rotate this now. There's my question. Now, of course, notice that the question I just uploaded is gone. When you go and get a save whiteboard, if you had something on your whiteboard or a couple of whiteboards, they're erased, and we just have what I brought up from the save one. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're doing that. So that's basically what it looks like when you're uploading from a phone or using a desktop or laptop computer. And that is the end of the tutorial.